So I've arrived at the Pilgrim Challenge and it is chucking it down. Really cold, so it's going to be some testing conditions, but looking forward to it. So just as expected, the weather forecast was right and we're in for a wet 33 miles ahead of us along the North Downs Way, but hey, that's kind of, like I said, that's what we signed up for, so this is going to be interesting but fun at the same time.
So welcome to day one of the Pilgrims, our 9th edition of the Pilgrims. That's what they call it in Europe, isn't it, an edition? So it's our 9th time of doing it.
So, nearly 13 miles in, it's just stopped raining, but my goodness, the conditions underfoot are crazy. It literally is so muddy and slippy, you have to kind of walk, otherwise you're going to fall on your backside. But apart from that, it's going okay, warming up nicely after a cold start, and now just into kind of a bit of a zone really. I've got lost a couple of times, just because the field spreads out so quickly, you find yourself on your own, and if you miss a turn, you're kind of into no man's land. So I've taken a few detours, which has added a bit of distance onto the route, but hey, I'm on the right track now. I can see someone ahead of me. I know I'm on the right path, so head down, keep slogging on. So that is the Pilgrim Challenge all done now. We're a few days on from having completed it. It was some tough conditions and my phone died after mile 13, I think was the last bit which I showed. Water got into it, water was getting everywhere, it was cold, I couldn't feel my hands. And I kind of just got on with running. There's some testing conditions and you kind of needed to have your wits about you, otherwise you were going to fall over and fall down, and not just fall on your backside and get muddy, you fall over and hurt yourself. So I kind of concentrated on the running rather than getting my phone out and trying to record what I was doing. But hopefully it gives you some sort of feel of what it was like, the build up, and when I actually got out into the course. So a bit of a race debrief to myself. It's always nice to do that a few days on from when you've done it rather than just doing it straight after. The first 8-9 miles went well. There wasn't too much elevation involved, and I think I probably went off too fast. I started in the second batch of people, which was meant to be the elite runners, so I don't quite know how I found myself in there, but I kind of followed that pack and was doing 8-minute miles for the first 8 miles, so I maybe went a bit too quick really. But you know, these are things that happen. And then we really got stuck into the course and got into some big climbs and got into the real sticky, gooey mud, which was a massive challenge. You just found yourself not able to run uphill or downhill in the mud because you were literally skating on ice and just trying to keep upright. That was a challenge in itself. Some good hills throughout the course. Just over 4,500 feet of elevation through the 34 miles that I ran. So it was testing on the legs, as well as the mud and the rain coming down. So yeah, big challenges. Staying on the right route was a challenge as well. I went wrong 3 times, I think. One majorly wrong time where I went down a really steep kind of chalk I don't know how to describe it. It was steep, all the way down to the bottom of it, and then realised I'd gone wrong. So to turn around and it wasn't runnable. I had to walk up this hill. It's probably half a mile. So my motivation at that point was pretty low, having gone the wrong way and had to climb back up a hill, which I just zoomed down. And then to have to overtake people which seemed ages ago. Mentally, it was a bit frustrating, a bit annoying, but it's one of them things you get sucked into the route that you're running, and you miss a little signpost and you're off track, and there you go. So that's one of the things which I from that point on, I was always looking up and around and looking for signposts and looking for the markers on the course just to make sure I was on the right route. But I got it done. So overall, with those going wrong a little bit, it was 34.5 miles, 4,500 feet of elevation throughout the course. A muddy course, but a great challenge. I'm really pleased I did it. So the Pilgrim Challenge is all done, and it was good to get out onto the North Downs Way, because I've got my big challenge in August, which is to run the North Downs Way 100. So it's good to get 34 miles of it under my belt, get familiar with it. But hopefully in August the conditions will be a little bit kinder. So that's the North. That is the Pilgrim Challenge, all done and dusted. It's been enjoyable training towards it. It's definitely enjoyable doing it. Now I've got it done, and on to the next one, whatever that may be. Thanks for joining me. If you've liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see some more training, which is going to be coming along as I head towards the North Downs Way 100 in August, everything from now on, albeit what I've just done, is aiming towards getting to that challenge, so I arrive again on that start line prepared and ready to take on those 100 miles. So if you want to join me with some more training, some more races coming up as I work towards that 100-mile challenge, then please do come and join me. Until then, laters.